Hello, and thank you for joining us for Together San Diego. I'm Paola Hernandez Jayo with San Diego Union-Tribune. I am honored to have the opportunity to interview today's guest, American Book Award winner Reyna Grande. She will share her journey from being an undocumented immigrant to a successful published author. And she'll speak about her immigrant experiences. She's also going to invite the community to a free celebration and bilingual discussion of her new book released in Spanish, Corrido de Amor y Gloria, a ballad of love and glory, which is going to be held on Monday, October 3rd at Libélula Book and Company in Barrio Logan. Hello, Reina. Thank you very much for being on the show today.
Hola, Paola. Thank you so much for having me, and I'm so looking forward to seeing you at Libélula.
Yes, I have the honor of having the conversation, moderating a conversation with you. I know you're going to do part of a book reading as well. Reina, you are a very humble person. I've had the opportunity of moderating a session with you at the San Diego Union-Tribune Festival of Books. I also heard you speak, which is the first time I got the opportunity to meet you, at the Chicano Federation Annual Unity Luncheon back in May. That's when we first met. I am very impressed by your work. I know you've done a great deal of writing and now you're successful. That's what you do full time with it. You're an immigrant in this country. Tell us about your experience. Tell us about your experience coming here and now how you've become a successful author.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. I actually wrote about my immigrant journey in my first memoir, The Distance Between Us, which is celebrating its 10th anniversary edition this year. It's coming out in November. And I write about my experiences of living in Mexico in extreme poverty. And both my parents had to immigrate to California to try to provide a better life for their children, and they left me and my siblings behind in Mexico for many years. When I was 9 and a half, I crossed the border through Tijuana, which back then it wasn't as dangerous as it is now in terms of the crossing. But I still have that trauma of crossing the border as a little girl and risking my life to come to Los Angeles to finally have a family. I write a lot about my experiences growing up undocumented in California, coming of age here in this state, and just trying to find my way in US society and trying to overcome all the borders that were put before me, not just the geographical borders, but also the language borders, the cultural borders, the legal borders, because my family was undocumented, and so many other different kinds of borders that can really leave you with a lot of trauma to deal with. And it has only been through my writing that I have been able to heal and to find to understand these experiences and to finally be able to live my life to the fullest without constantly suffering from that pain of this lingering trauma.
And talking about this trauma and talking about borders, Reina, your new book is a novel, Corrido de Amor y Gloria, translated to A Ballad of Love and Glory. Tell us about this new book. Tell us about its release now. You not only write in English, you also write in Spanish, and your books are also published and distributed, I know, in Mexico, in schools. Tell us about this new novel, which also has part of the history between Mexico and the US in it, A Ballad of Love and Glory.
Yeah, so this is the book, and it's my very first historical fiction. I've actually, I've been writing contemporary fiction, I've been writing memoir, but with A Ballad of Love and Glory, I decided to try a new genre, which is historical fiction, because I wanted to write the story of the Mexican American War. I feel that there's so many books about the World War I and World War II and the Civil War, but there really aren't that many books about the Mexican American War, or as it is called in Mexico, the US invasion of Mexico. And I wanted to take readers into this moment in history of the 1840s, because it really captures the creation of the southern border, of the US Mexico border, a boundary line that was drawn with gunpowder and blood. And in reading this novel, you will get to see how this came about, how the border was redrawn, how the U.S. took half of Mexico's territories, and then what happened to all these Mexican families that were living here, and the border suddenly crossed them, and now they were living in the United States. So in this book, I also write about the San Patricios, the St. Patrick's Battalion, which was a unit in the Mexican army composed of deserters from the U.S. Army, and most of them were Irish, including its leader, John Riley, who was from County Galway. And John Riley is actually the protagonist, the main protagonist in A Ballad of Love and Glory. And I write a love story between John Riley and a Mexican army nurse named Jimena. And this story, it's a war story, it's a love story, but it's also an immigrant story in one.
I've had the opportunity to read 3 of your books. I have been reading A Ballad of Love and Glory, this novel, Corrido de Amor y Gloria. It's very interesting. I did study history in school, but I've been learning so much about it as well, and also about the Irish part, as you mentioned. It's a beautiful book, really well written,
Thank
and
you.
our viewers are going to have the opportunity to meet you in person, Reina. You're going to be here on Monday, October 3rd, this coming Monday at 6:30 p.m. at Libélula Book and Company in Barrio Logan. Tell us why you selected this bookstore to be there, and the discussion you're going to have, which I understand is bilingual.
Yes, yes. I do want this discussion to be bilingual because, I'm celebrating that release of Corrido de Amor y Gloria, which is the Spanish translation of A Ballad of Love and Glory. And I'm bilingual, I speak Spanish, I speak English, and I don't get to do events in Spanish that often. So I'm really excited about having this event with the opportunity to present and read my work in Spanish. And Libélula is a beautiful bookstore in Barrio Logan. It's minority owned, women owned, female owned. It's an important bookstore, especially in an area that sometimes doesn't have access to books, to literature. And so I really wanted to support Libélula. They're a wonderful, wonderful bookstore, a wonderful space in the community that people should visit and people should support.
Something else, Reina, that you do is you work a lot with schools, you work a lot with students. In particular, you work a lot with colleges and community colleges. I know you added one extra day, Tuesday, October 4th at 11:30 a.m. You're going to be at San Diego City College. I'm going to share that flyer briefly. Is this one also open to the public?
Yes, yes. Please do come out and come to the City College to the event. It's open to the public, and of course, this is a really great space for for students, for faculty, for community members to come together. I am very grateful for San Diego City College for inviting me to come and spend some time with the students and give them a little bit of encouragement, but also talk about this very important moment in history that is often not taught in school. So I'm really happy to be able to come out and talk to them a little bit about the Mexican American War and why it's important for us to learn about this period in our history.
Thank you very much for being with us today, Reina. I look forward to seeing you on Monday. I'm already preparing. I'm very excited. I've been sharing it on my social media as well. I am sharing your website, reynagrande.com, where our viewers can find more information. We have viewers not only in San Diego, but we also have viewers in other cities. If you want to find out the schedule of where Reina is going to be doing other book discussions as well, and more about her books, about the different, you have multiple books that you've written that have been published in both languages. You can go to reynagrande.com. I also love following you on social media, Reina. You are so honest. And I know, congratulations, recently one of your books, there was a big billboard in New York City for it. Congratulations on that. You can follow Reina on Instagram at writer Reyna Grande, on Facebook as at author Reyna Grande. And then you can also follow her on Twitter. I'm going to share your Twitter because I know you also share there. You can find her at Reyna Grande. But again, her website for more information, reynagrande.com. Reina, thank you very much for being with us. Something else you'd like to share?
Well, gracias, Paola, and thank you so much, everybody. Let's keep celebrating the Latino community this month, but also all year round.
Yes, this Hispanic Heritage Month that we are still in. It's wonderful that you're doing this tour, sharing this information, part of history, in a wonderful way through this novel that you have. Don't miss the opportunity. The book is called A Ballad of Love and Glory, Corrido de Amor y Gloria. Join us. I'm going to be also with Reyna on Monday, October 3rd at 6:30 at Libélula Book and Company in Barrio Logan. Thank you very much, Reyna. Always a pleasure to speak with you.
Thank you so much. See you soon.
Yes, and thank you all for watching today. If you would like to watch more of these Together San Diego, you can visit san diego uniontribune.com/Together SD Live. Muchísimas gracias, Reina. Te veo el lunes. I will see you on Monday. Thank you very much. And thank you all for watching.
News is more important today than ever before.
I'm currently outside Otay Mesa Detention Center.
I'm about to get a report at Sharp.
Out at Sunset Cliffs.
COVID testing site.
We live for these times when we're able to bring the news into the homes of people who need it the most.
I thank all of you for supporting our work.
When you subscribe to the paper, you're telling us that you believe in what we do.